Welcome in, everybody. And the 2023 NBA Finals just ended about a week and a half ago, or basically 2 weeks ago. And it was underwhelming. I'm not gonna lie. Nikola Jokic and the Miami Heat made a terrible finals matchup. It was so boring, and the real finals is basically the Nuggets versus Lakers series. But with that being said, the script for the 2024 NBA season is about to be insane. First off, Damian Lillard just requested a trade and he wants to go to the Miami Heat. If the Miami Heat get Damian Lillard, they're instantly actual real title contenders, because let's be honest, they were never actually going to win the championship with Jimmy Butler as their best player. They need a guy like Dame, who's a fringe top 10 player, who was an NBA 75 player, debatably, and Bam Adebayo. That makes a really good team and an actual championship team, and it gives them what they need offense when they don't really have it at times. Nikola Jokic just won a championship, so that puts him basically borderline top 25 player of all time with 2 MVPs and a championship and a finals MVP. So now it's a real debate on who's going to be the best player of this era between Giannis right now, because don't forget, he has a defensive player of the year, 2 MVPs, and a championship and a finals MVP, and Jokic, who are now neck and neck, and Jokic's team is probably better than Giannis's right now. So even though the Nuggets made for a really boring finals narrative wise last year, this year, if the Nuggets make the finals against specifically the Milwaukee Bucks, that is going to be one of the best finals we have in a while, just because the winner of that is realistically the best player of the era going forward, and that's a big deal. And that's a finals matchup that could really actually happen. So I kind of want to see that. I don't want it to be a LeBron Kobe situation or a Jordan Hakeem situation where we never see the two best guys of a generation go against each other. It's much more fun when LeBron and Curry see each other 4 times, 5 times in the playoffs to, really stack up and see who's where. LeBron James and Steph Curry, speaking of those two guys, for LeBron, this is probably, I want to say probably, but it's like a 70% chance this is his last real chance at a title. This is going to be his last dance year. So there's going to be a lot of attention on that. And is he going to retire after the season? I think if before the season he doesn't announce that this is his last season, then he's probably going to play another one, because LeBron is the type of guy to want a retirement tour. Like, just knowing LeBron and just following him for so long, he's definitely going to want a retirement tour, especially in LA. For Curry, his team is good, but they're not really good enough to win a championship. But Curry is still a top 5 player on the planet right now, so he could really push his team to the next level and get them to the finals if he really tried and really wanted to. Klay's regressing. Draymond's still good. I think personally he's been the second best player on the dynasty. The second most important warrior, in my opinion, is Draymond Green, and they kept him and got rid of Jordan Poole and got Chris Paul. So I think them getting Chris Paul, and yes, they're going older, but in a way they're kickstarting a future maybe rebuild after next season. The Lakers and the Warriors are 2 last dance teams to watch from 2 of the best players of the previous generation. The Phoenix Suns literally just traded for Bradley Beal. Kevin Durant never gonna beat the super team allegations, by the way. Never gonna beat them. Kevin Durant desperately needs a championship outside of Golden State. Yes, this is a super team, but it isn't an overwhelming team like Golden State was. Like, Golden State, if you used them in 2K, you were a bitch. Like, as crazy as it sounds, like, you're probably listening to that like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Like, no, there have not been that many teams where casual players, where people who weren't playing for money, like when you play and do like speed runs and play like professional games for records and stuff, like, oh, this is banned because it's overpowered, this is banned. No, when you were talking to your friend Joe Schmo and y'all were playing 2K, 2K18, 2K19, 2K, whatever the 2Ks the Golden State Warriors were in, if you use Golden State, you weren't playing the game. Like, bro, don't pick Golden State. If your friend was actually good, like, bro, you can't pick Golden State. Like, that's not fair. And then again with the Brooklyn Nets, with James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, and that failed, there's a lot of pressure on KD to win a championship. And if he never wins one outside of Golden State, it's just not going to look good for his resume. And I could realistically see him going down 5, 6, 7 spots in the all-time rankings just because he never did anything outside of Golden State. Like success playoff wise, he hasn't made it past the second round since 2019, which is crazy to think about. That's 4 years ago. Where were you in 2019? I was a freshman in high school when Kevin Durant last played a game outside the second round. For Giannis, it's a big comeback year. We talked about him fighting with Jokic for number one. It's a big comeback year. He lost in the first round. Yes, you can say he was injured, but he played a couple games after that. So Giannis needs to have a bounce back year because people are starting to look at him like, lost in the second round. You didn't have Chris Middleton, but 20 years from now, people aren't going to talk about you not having Chris Middleton. They won't care. Lost in the first round. I know that team eventually went to the finals, but still, Miami has had your number. They beat you the bubble year. They beat you this year in 5 games. Jimmy Butler had a 50 burger on you. So Giannis just needs a big comeback year. For Dallas, Luka's basically my second favorite player. They re-signed Kyrie Irving, and I think they can have some real success, but they're on the clock for Luka realistically leaving, because he seems like he would leave. I would love to have seen him in Denver, but now that Denver's won a championship, I wouldn't mind him teaming up with Giannis maybe, but for now he's on the Mavericks and he has Kyrie Irving, and I just don't see them winning much. I think we need to be on MVP watch for Luka because he's turning 24 or 25, and this is where guys actually hit their prime. As crazy as it to say, Luka Doncic is already undeniably a top 4 player in the league, and now is when he's about to actually hit his prime, because this is when guys do. Kyrie's probably last biggest contract of his career. He's going to be a Maverick for the foreseeable future. I don't see anybody trading for Kyrie Irving's contract, so I think he basically has, he's basically finishing his career in Dallas. I think so. Boston. I'm sorry, I'm just spitballing off the top of my head. Boston. Jason Tatum gets so trashed on Twitter and all this for having, being unreliable. But bro, the thing about Boston that you have to really appreciate as a Boston fan, and all the hate that Jason Tatum gets, even though he gets a lot of love, bro, the only reason Jason Tatum is criticized this much for being a playoff choker is because he's been in the playoffs deep runs every single year. Rookie year, he takes LeBron James. 2018 LeBron James is the best player I've ever seen in my life. He took him to 7 games, dunked on him in a game. The next year after that, I'm pretty sure they lost in the second round to Milwaukee. Third year was the bubble year. Lost in the conference finals to the Miami Heat. Next year, they lose in the first round. The year after that, they go to the finals. This year, Eastern Conference Finals. Jason Tatum is already 10th in all-time playoff points scored. He's 25 years old. He's 25 and he's 10th. We're talking Shaquille O'Neal, Magic, Jordan. Out of all those people, Jason Tatum is 25. He's probably, as crazy as it to say, I would put just a little bit of money, a little bit of stock into Jason Tatum finishing as the all-time playoff points leader. And being the all-time playoff points leader doesn't mean you're going to guarantee a championship, but when you get so many cracks at it, Boston's going to break through eventually. And if not, Jason Tatum, I think, is very clearly can be the best player on a championship team. Jordan didn't win his first championship till he's 27. LeBron didn't win his first championship till he's 27. Most guys don't win a championship as the best player until they're deep 9, 6, 7 years into their career. And Jason Tatum, it's about time for him to start winning one. But don't act like he hasn't been close. Multiple conference finals appearances and stuff like that. Magic Johnson, Kobe Bryant, Tim Duncan are all guys who won championships very, very early. But Kareem, David Robinson, Shaquille O'Neal, those are guys that are top 25 all time. They were drafted into those situations. Kareem being the best player of all time at the time, David Robinson being easily top 25 all time, and Shaquille O'Neal being a top 10 player of all time, undeniably, personally, in my top 5. You don't win early by yourself. And so with Boston, I'm okay with them not winning yet. Would I put a lot of stock into them winning this year? I don't know. But their best chance to win was probably to do it the Golden State year, just because everybody was on cheap contracts. Golden State really wasn't that great that year. And I just think that unless they trade him for Dame, that's when things are gonna get a little bit frisky, because now you're paying two guys $60 million plus, and that's just so much to think about with, all that. Let's switch it over to Memphis. Memphis has a lot going on right now. They just traded for Marcus Smart. Ja Morant is, on a 25 game suspension, I think 30 game suspension, or 20 game suspension, something like that. And so that means he's not going to make an all NBA team. He's going to have to come back mid-season around Christmas, after Christmas, and really make a run. And I just think that we gotta put the trade watch on Ja Morant. As crazy as it sounds, Ja Morant, could be playing his last season in Memphis if he doesn't get his act together. So that's something to think about. Obviously, you got the Sacramento Kings, who are an up-and-coming team. I live in Houston. Houston looks like it's kind of a mess. I think that Jalen Green's probably going to have a breakout year this year, but I don't see Jalen Green really staying as a Rocket that long, especially because they just traded Josh Christopher. If you know. But yeah, didn't even mention Victor Wembanyama is going to be in the league this year. So he's on fucking GOAT watch. He's a potential GOAT playing, and this is his rookie year. So this is the first time I'm ever going to see like a highly touted rookie like play a whole rookie year, hopefully, because I didn't get to see Zion. I didn't watch a lot of LaMelo Ball. Anthony Davis was really hyped up. 2012, I wasn't watching basketball. I'm sorry, I was in second grade. Before that, Kevin Durant and Greg Oden were hyped up. Greg Oden was a bust. I was in 2007. I was 4 years old, and I didn't watch LeBron. He was drafted before I was born. So, yeah. So this is gonna be real exciting for me. This year just seems great. Adam Silver has a script, and we're just getting leaks of it, and it's looking spectacular. Hopefully, in my opinion, the playoff matchups I want to see in a perfect world, Warriors Phoenix will be an incredible matchup because of Steph Curry and Kevin Durant to really settle that, even though I think Kevin Durant has the better team. I could see Steph Curry going ballistic on that team. Lakers Phoenix is a matchup everybody wants to see. Denver Milwaukee, obviously. Lakers Boston NBA Finals would be amazing. Miami Milwaukee rematch with Damian Lillard. My fault. Philadelphia Milwaukee. I really want to see Joel Embiid and Giannis go at it in the playoffs. I want a Denver's Lakers rematch. I want a Memphis. This is gonna sound so crazy. But I really want a Memphis Sacramento matchup, just because I feel like De'Aaron Fox is on Ja Morant's level now, and I think that that's just a battle of two really great young point guards. I think it'd just be really fun to see, like that just be a highlight reel just playoff matchup, like a classic, one of those Vince Carter's Allen Iverson type matchups, you know what I mean? So those are the ones I'm looking for specifically. I think this season is going to be great. But let me know what you guys think. Follow my Instagram at SpillitChris. I know I haven't uploaded a video like this in a while. It's going to be more videos like this, more sit down videos, because this is a main channel. Shouldn't be a reaction channel. Eventually, as I grow as a YouTuber and as a social media person, I'm going to make a stream Twitch channel. So I'm going to chill out on the Twitch streaming and just make more sit down videos and grow my channel like that, and then branch off into other things, because I took a break to really realize what I wanted to do, with this and how I want to go about it. And I just think that making content that is more focused right now is best for me, and not just making what is easy to make. You know what I'm saying? Streaming's a lot easier than making a sit down video, but that's what I'm gonna do for now. Thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, and appreciate y'all boys.